sweetheart. Aren't you going to wear a tie to the office?
You're cute, Chuckles. I'm starting a new physical fitness regime today, Martha. 30 laps before breakfast.
I should warn you. Howie turned the heater off in the pool again.
If our son-in-law wants to economize, why doesn't he turn off his tapeworm? There's only one way to go into an ice-cold pool, and that's with a running start. Here I go.
Say, Mom, I let the water out of the pool, so don't let anybody use it until I've got it filled. Oh, my gosh!
Oh, are you hurt?
No, luckily my fall was broken by my legs. Who's the knothead who emptied the pool?
I didn't empty it, I just lowered it.
I'll say you lowered it. I just jammed my ankles into my kneecap.
Antenna TV, how it was meant to be.
Oh, that's nice.
Good morning, everybody. Daddy, could I have $1?
What for?
I have to take a cab back from secretarial school tonight.
Secretarial school?
Well, at last she's going to make something of herself. She's entering the mainstream of society. Here's your $1, Sally. I owe you one, Martha.
Thanks, Dad.
You didn't tell us about this. What courses are you taking?
Oh, I'm not taking any courses. I'm picketing.
What?
Give the $1 back. We're even, Martha.
I'm picketing with the women's lib group I've just joined.
Women's lab? What are you going to burn? Your training bra?
Well, Howie says if I'm old enough to think, I'm old enough to be involved.
You did, huh? Howie, you know, there's a lot less to you than meets the eye. I know why you're for women's lib. You haven't got a job to lose.
I'm for People's Lib.
People's lib?
Yeah, that includes men and women. For example, I think men have just as much right to be secretaries as women. And I'm against hiring women just because they'll work for less.
Matter of fact, my secretary's taken a couple of weeks off to attend her sister's wedding. If the right kind of guy walked in, I'd hire him.
Darling, would you really consider hiring a man?
I mind if he had nice legs.
You don't want a secretary. You want a second wife.
A secretary is a second wife. Only without shopping privileges. And I can always fire without alimony. It's a beautiful relationship.
Do you want me to rub your feet, Dad? I know a lot about zone therapy.
So do I, and when my feet feel better, I know just the zone I'm gonna kick. Good morning, Guinevere. Good morning, Lancelot. You're yawning. Have you kids been up frolicking all night?
Yes, Alice.
Mr. Sams, there are only a couple of job applicants that are willing to work for just 2 weeks. Shall I send the first one in?
In just a minute, Alice.
Yes, sir.
Alice, send in the first applicant, please.
Good morning.
Yes. It's getting gooder and better all the time. I'm Paul Sams, your new boss.
You mean I kept the job?
Well, of course, I do have to ask you a few questions first, like your name.
Eve. Lori. Eve Lori.
Very good. You got it right the first time. Your address?
194 Bellevue Drive, apartment 3B. Now twice after 10 o'clock.
Oh, I didn't want the information myself. It's just a little memory test to test your memory. Was that 10 a.m. or p.m.? It's just a little levity to break the tension. Well, I guess we should give you a test, but I'm sure you do everything magnificently. won't you sit down, Miss Loring?
Oh.
Well, you certainly do that well. Have you had any legal experience?
Yes, I've been divorced 3 times, and I'm suing my last boss for child support.
That's cute. It's hard to find a secretary with a sense of humor. Do you use shorthand or speed writing?
Well, neither. I have my own funny little system. I can usually get down a general idea of what you say.
That's close enough. We don't have to be too exact in law. Now, we'll give you a little typing test if you don't mind. I see you use the touch system.
Oh, yes, I can type blindfolded.
I may have to dictate that way. Now, I must warn you, we need someone who can type at least 10, 20 words a minute. Here goes. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. That's very good. And all in capital. Well, I've seen enough. Miss Loring, I want to thank you for coming in. As you realize, I have other applicants to test, but you'll be hearing from me as soon as I flunk them.
Thanks. So long.
But not goodbye. Alice, will you send in the next applicant, please? What are you doing here?
You know, you smell better in the office than you do at home.
I didn't ask you to come here to inhale me. I'm very busy interviewing applicants, so if you don't mind...
But I'm the next applicant.
What?
I'm applying for the secretary's job.
Howie, you're not built for this kind of work. I mean, this is a law office.
Right, and I'd make a darn good legal secretary. I won the intercollegiate shorthand competition.
Oh, I can just see you on the boss's lap. Oh, this is ridiculous. What about your school?
Well, I have a couple of weeks off while my thesis is being graded. And you're always bugging me about getting a job.
Oh, yes, but not with me. I meant with a stranger in a different city. Like Cairo, Egypt.
But you said you'd hire a man if he were as qualified as a woman.
Well, I can tell by looking at you, you don't stack up. But you are entitled to a fair test. Sit down. I'll give you some dictation. Here. Whereas, comma, it is the allegation of John J. Lowry that he was standing on the corner of Federal and Texas Avenues when the accident occurred, period. He, comma, therefore, comma, deems himself to be a qualified witness, period. He saw the defendant come through the stop signal at the rate of 60 miles an hour and collide with the oncoming car, which was entering the cross-section 25 miles an hour, period. Read that back.
Whereas, comma, it is the allegation of John J. Lowry that he was standing on the corner of Federal and
Shut up. Shut up! You've had your test, now beat it.
Okay, but if you hire someone who isn't as good as I am, I may have to take you to the Fair Employment Practices Commission.
You do that to your own father-in-law? The man who stocks your refrigerator?
I was only kidding. I have every confidence that you'll do the right thing, Dad.
Howie, as a genius, you have one tiny flaw. You're stupid.
It's 0 hour. He just pulled into the driveway.
Right, now, kids, let me handle this.
Dad's always yelling for Howie to get a job, and now he won't hire him.
Your father is a fair man.
I must have taken 225 words a minute, and he didn't even admit that was good.
Now, he'll always do the right thing if you just give him a chance. Now, don't jump on him right away. Let's just, work our way up to it.
Hi, honey.
Take your lips off me. Why didn't you hire Howie?
Wait a minute. I didn't say I didn't hire Howie.
Oh, Daddy, he's got the job.
No. Now I'm saying I didn't hire Howie.
You see, now can I
peek at his office?
Howie said he took 225 words a minute.
Speed isn't everything. In fact, Howie just didn't measure up to the other applicants.
Well, I saw the applicant who was ahead of me, and she was way ahead of me, if you know what I mean.
I just said speed isn't everything. Miss Loring is plenty fast enough for me.
What does that mean?
It means that she has a solid legal foundation.
Like, 38, 25, 35?
I think you hired a pretty girl instead of your own son-in-law, even though he's better qualified.
Paul, that's exactly what I think.
You said it didn't make any difference if it was a man or a woman.
You said you'd hire the most efficient person.
You said you were an equal opportunity employer.
That's right, I said all that. Now you know enough not to trust me. Besides, you have no right to try and run my office.
Oh, sure. Why should I have an opinion? I'm just a live-in cook. You don't care what I think.
I do care, I just don't want to hear it. I mean about my office. You can make all the decisions in the house.
I'll pick at you. I'll walk around your bed all night.
You won't have to. He won't be in it.
Now, what does that mean?
You said I could make all the decisions around this house. Well, I've just made one. Sleep on the couch.
Martha, you don't mean that. You start in the morning.
You buzzed for me?
No, I was getting the mating call of the Green Hornet. Of course I buzzed you. Get Sam Cranston on the phone. I want to discuss the Lowry case.
Wouldn't it be better to write him a letter so we have a record of it?
Howie, I know you have a superior intellect. But in this office, I am king. And secretaries speak only when spoken to. Is that understood? Just nod once. Take a letter to Sam Cranston. Dear Sam, in response to your letter of the 17th, I have no desire to settle this case out of court. My client, John Lowry, has an unimpeachable witness to the accident at Federal and Texas Avenues. The witness was standing on the southeast corner and saw your client driving through the stop sign. What's that for?
What's what for?
You went,
It means no.
I didn't think you were impersonating a windshield wiper. I know it means no, but what were you knowing about?
Well, you said you didn't want me to say anything.
I don't.
Well, if your witness was standing on the southeast corner, he couldn't have seen the accident because there's an 8-foot hedge there.
I know there's an 8-foot hedge there. I didn't finish. My witness had a clear view of the accident as he was standing on the southeast corner, peering through the hedge. Furthermore, my witness says that your client was driving at the rate of 60 miles an hour, and my client was only going 25 at the time of the collision. Now, why did you do that?
Do what?
You shrugged.
I didn't mean to upset you. It's a spontaneous movement my shoulders make when I hear something dumb.
How'd you like a spontaneous nose job?
It's nothing personal. Don't pay any attention to me.
Howie, I've tried that ever since I met you. Now, where was I?
My client was only going 25
Oh,
at the
yes,
time
yes.
of the
My
collision.
client was only going 25 miles an hour when... All right, super shrug. What is it this time?
Well, you're lucky your client isn't in jail. I looked at the police report, and it showed that both windshields were shattered. Now, if the other fellow was doing 60, your client had to be doing more than 70, because the shatter point of windshield glass is more than 132.5 miles an hour.
You've just reached my shatter point with your supersonic mouth.
Oh, good morning, Howie. Has Mr. Sims come in yet?
Oh, no, sir. He's sleeping later these days, so he doesn't have to eat breakfast with me.
I I just don't understand Paul's attitude toward you. You've certainly made this a more efficient place to work.
Oh, well, thank you, Mr. McNish. I believe in efficiency. You see, that's why I'm rearranging Dad's furniture. If you save steps, you save time. And if you save time, you save money.
Well, Howie, you know, I'm getting to like you more and more.
Oh, thank you. I put the dictionary stand next to the chair where it'll be within easy reach. I also saved him steps by putting the water cooler in his office. I've ordered another one for the reception room.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that. No, I think his feet are still sore from jumping in that empty pool. I swear, he's getting more absent-minded every day.
It was really my fault. See, I didn't tell him that I'd lowered the pool to clean out the algae. I've developed a new chemical that keeps the algae from coming back.
Have you? Hey, listen, Howie, I've got a big algae problem in my pool. It's so green, I have to mow it.
Well, I'll stop by on my way home and I'll clean it up for you.
That's very generous.
And if you like, I'll look over your office and maybe suggest a better arrangement.
Oh, thank you, my boy. You know, Paul doesn't deserve a son-in-law like you.
Well, that's funny. He says that all the time.
Oh, my baby.
How do you like the way I've rearranged your office, Dad?
How do I like it? I like it with you out of it forever, permanently. For God, get out!
Oh, Paul, you shouldn't lift that heavy bottle. I mean, there's no sense in having a sore back and sore feet, too. Why is your carpet soaking wet?
I cry a lot.
Well, Paul, I have a compliment for you.
Well, that's a rare word from you, J.J. Let's hear it.
Well, I figured you'd hire that Miss Loring. You know, the girl you interviewed a couple of days ago? Well, I bumped into her in the hall, and I must say I was very impressed.
You could bump into her in the dark and be impressed.
Exactly. You know, and I'm proud of you for hiring Howie. You probably didn't even notice he's rearranged your office.
Oh, I noticed. I noticed.
You know, he's so accommodating. You know, he's going to clean out my pool. He thinks of everything.
Oh, he's Aquaman. He does everything except refill it.
I'm not worried about that boy. He'll get rid of the algae this afternoon. I'll have a clean pool to jump into tonight. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking of using him to replace Alice permanently.
Fortunately, Howie's not available. He's only off school for about 2 weeks.
Oh, didn't I tell you? He likes working here so much, he's willing to work days and go to school at night.
Why doesn't he use a gun and get it over?
How upset was he, Howie?
I think he flipped out. When I last saw him, he was standing in the middle of his office emptying the water cooler.
That's not a good sign. But I think I know a way to cool him down.
You mean 4 pitchers of martinis?
For a start. And then I'll draw him a nice warm bath, and I'll have his favorite dish ready.
What's that?
Me.
Hi, everybody.
Paul, are you all right?
Never felt better. That was a splendid job you did in the office today. Splendid.
Paul, you're being nice. What's wrong?
Why do you ask what's wrong?
Well, you're in such a good mood, and you haven't even had your first martini.
I'm drunk on the miasma of our togetherness.
I can't believe it.
A family that works together stays together. I'm an equal opportunity father.
You mean you want me to go on working in the office, Mr. Sims?
Dad. Hello. Oh, how are you, JJ? You did? Howie did? I'm glad you didn't get killed. You just crushed your arches, huh? Okay, JJ, I'll tell him. Bye. Howie, that was, JJ. I'm sorry to tell you. You're fired.
Fired? What did I do?
When you lowered the water in his pool, you didn't fill it up again. Fortunately, JJ jumped in feet first, or his head would still be stuck in the drain.
Martini now, darling.
You just said the magic word.
Come on, honey, some yoga exercises will cheer you up.
I'm sure I filled that pool.
Hello, Alice? That's right, Mr. Sams. For heaven's sake, stop crying. Mr. McNish isn't going to replace you with Howie. Pardon? No, I didn't have to say anything to him. I just emptied his pool.
For more than a...
Here we are, sweetheart.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Are you her father?
That's what her mother told me.
Darling, what happened?
I'll tell you what happened. Darling was picketing this afternoon with a bunch of other nuts. When I tried to disperse them, a riot started.
How dare you handcuff a 14-year-old child?
Oh, I didn't. She grabbed them from my belt and put them on me.
Well, let her go this minute.
I can't. She swallowed the key.
No, I did not. I just pretended to. I have it right here in my bra. It must have slipped into my shoe.
I'll take custody of her, officer.
And thank you for not taking her to jail.
Oh, well, normally I would. But we're trying to change our image.
Oh, thank you, officer. You're a credit to your suit. Martha, take her in the kitchen. Give her some hot chocolate, and then kill her.
I used to buy a pickle. It only used to cost a nickel. And a bus ride only used to cost a dime.
Lots of luck.
Them days can be forgotten. The world has gotten rotten. Lots of luck. Lots of luck. Lots of luck. Every day's getting tougher. And it keeps on getting rougher. $1 isn't even worth a half a buck.